Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another AIMBOT. Am I morally bankrupt or them? And I do have to change something really quick, but welcome to you, welcome to me. It's a fantastic new day, and I am up, I'm with it. I will wake up anytime soon. It's going to happen, but first, I do want to talk. Some news came in that I do want to talk about, and I usually do a little bit of a rant or just a discussion before this. I'm happy to hear from everybody about what they think, but apparently we have thrown out the Iranian ambassador from Australia. Some Australian news. I did notice that I quickly dropped in because I saw the News on Apologetics Roadshow, which is David Wood, his show with I'm not sure. I assume he's still apostate prophet. I'm not sure. Apparently, he's now doing Christian antics with the Christians. I can get the chat up here. Hang on a sec. Yeah, look, I don't know how the notifications work, but welcome, Ember. It's so wonderful to see you, as always. Welcome to Left-Handed Jedi. Hello, Master Jedi. I think that's what I'm going to call you from now on. Absolutely. Look, all kinds of things don't go off. Look, so apparently there was some kind of plot, and I'll get the sort of news article up here. So apparently there was a plot for a intelligence service to do an attack on sort of a cafe and certain synagogues across Australia. Yeah, so they're basically, and this is from BBC. So this is from an English news article. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to share screen. Boop. That's not exactly what I want. How about that one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it accuses Iran of directing anti-Semitic attacks on cafe and synagogue.
Since the terrible events of October 7, 2023, we have witnessed a number of appalling anti-Semitic attacks against Australia's Jewish community. ASIO has now gathered enough credible intelligence to reach a deeply disturbing conclusion that the Iranian government directed at least 2 of these attacks. These were extraordinary and dangerous acts of aggression orchestrated by a foreign nation on Australian soil. They were attempts to undermine social cohesion and sow discord in our community. It is totally unacceptable.
Okay, so ASIO is Australian Security Intelligence Organisation. Australian Security and Intelligence Organisation. So think kind of CIA, but, like CIA's sort of about where it is, but it's basically Australia's intelligence network.
Well, and the Australian government is taking strong and decisive action in response. A short time ago, we informed the Iranian ambassador to Australia that he would be expelled. We have suspended operations at our embassy in Tehran, and all our diplomats are now safe in a third country. The actions of my government send a clear message, a message to all Australians that we stand against anti-Semitism and we stand against violence.
Right.
And a message to nations like Iran who seek to interfere in our country that your aggression will not be tolerated.
Okay, so I wanna give context here because the thing is that Australia also recognized Palestine as a nation, right? So they already have recognized Palestine as an independent nation. So it's not just like this is, well, we're on Iran's side. So I know that sort of, Christian channels that support Israel, like Apologetics Roadshow that I saw, they're like, oh, well, this is actually, a good thing they've done because they should do this. And that people, Apostate Prophet went and said people support Israel and they're against Palestine. Like only like he said that a minority of people support recognizing Palestine, and that's not true. That's just an out and out lie. I mean, I preferred him when he was actually a skeptic and checked his facts, because it was something like 49% people support recognizing Palestine and 30 something against. Now, that's sort of split, right? Like, it's not over 50% in either direction. Most people are like, I don't know. I don't have a clue. But, to frame it as a majority of people against it is actually wrong. There's more people in support of Palestine than there is against it, right? Like, that they shouldn't recognize it. So, again, I really think that they will put anything up that they want to. But this is an anti-Semitic attack in Australia, and I think that what they're doing is basically trying to send a clear message, is that we support the Palestinian people, but we will not have a proxy war or a proxy actions taken in our country from either side, right? From Iran or from Israel. Like, that is really something that we don't want. While we'll support the Palestinians having their own nation, you're not going to be attacking Australians, which I think this is a very good move. I think that if there is another country sort of promoting attacks in your country, you got to get rid of them. Like, seriously, get the hell out. And I think it's a really, really good idea. But at the same time, it is not saying, it is not in any way, the Prime Minister is not in any way condoning the actions by Israeli government, right? Netanyahu. He is not doing that. And he's not, this doesn't just say, oh, well, the Palestinians are fine then. There's no problem in the West Bank or Gaza then. That's not what is being said here. So this sort of framing by the Israel supporters is, oh, well, Australia is a no. And they're trying to frame it as, oh, they're probably just appealing to the people. It was really horrible, actually, while I was over there, because they started to talk about Penny Wong, who I believe is a lesbian woman, and it was just all bigotry in their chat. Like, I don't know what they're doing over there, but wow, just bigotry. Like, who cares if she's doing a good job, which she's doing a fantastic job. Yeah, and this is the first time since World War II that Australia had expelled an ambassador. Okay. Oh, we've got a gifted readerships. Thank you so much, Stop the Stupidity. I really, STS, I really appreciate it. And that you just want me to hear me do the voice, don't you? That you're just making me do it. Yeah, I definitely will. That goes out to Caterpillar, Tilting, Windmill, J. Pasic, Reddick, P. and Tyler West. Thank you so much, Stop the Stupidity. I really appreciate it. But all you little readers, enjoy your emotes and other benefits. And if I had a decent window up, I would throw some emotes in, but I don't. So yeah, I am just, dropped into Apologetics Roadshow, and just the bigotry and sort of callousness of their entire chat with the moderators doing nothing. It's just like, yeah, okay. I like the Apostate Prophet when he was a reasonable person, to be honest with you. I dislike this new and devolved guy that just, yeah, fake statistics and, horrible stuff. So yeah, enjoy your emotes and other benefits. There you go. And I was watching a news broadcast on Israeli settlers attacking people in the West Bank. A 16-year-old was ended by the IDF, saying that he was throwing rocks and Molotovs and stuff, and it just it's so heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. And this is just ordinary people, ordinary people. So yeah, but I wasn't going to talk about this. I just it's just breaking news is that we've expelled the Iranian ambassador, and I think that is a good move. If they are involved in stoking violence in another country, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, there should be consequences for that government. But I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't know, Jess. I don't know if that was true, um, because I think that most intelligence organisations were saying that there wasn't any there. I mean, the British definitely was. I thought ASIO did as well, and John Howard, who was the Prime Minister at the time, just ignored them. Just absolutely ignored them. Um, the um, it was involved in inquiries into it. Parliamentary inquiry. Committee's role was looking at the end. 2004, the committee released which addressed the quality of the intelligence received. The intelligence on its. I'll definitely look into that, Jess. I hadn't heard that, but I'll definitely look into it. There's the assessments of the intelligence community. I think that what they sort of said is that their counterparts in CIA had found them. I'm not 100% sure. Um, I'll definitely bookmark this report, but that's interesting. Just a big shout out to people. Welcome, Binge Thinker. Welcome to you. Objective Ethics. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, stop the stupidity. Thank you. And yeah, good to see you as well. Skeptic Philosophy. Very good to see you. Captive Death Dave. Good to see you, my friend. My fellow Bigfoot lover. So good to see you, mate. So good to see you. So good to see you, my friend. Yeah, and I still owe you a conversation, Objective. I haven't forgotten about that. Just trying to fit it in with our time frames, mate, has been a little bit challenging, but that's okay. I'll message you on Discord and see if I can get that set up and just have a conversation because I would love to have one. Like I'm definitely not avoiding you, buddy. It's just just the busyness and the time frame. Like it's hard to work around. It really is. Can't. Oh yeah, sure. I will allow that. I will allow that. Hang on 1 second. I'll give you temporary moderator things, but if you do want to be a moderator, anybody, definitely the Discord is the place to be. I do have a list of rules for moderators on there, but I can put you as just temporarily. That's fine. There you go, mate. If you do want to post something, not a problem at all. But like I said, like I have early on in my channel, I have had some difficulties with moderators and people not knowing. So in order to be a cohesive force for good in this world, we actually have sort of requirements for moderators, and we run the Discord with the moderators there having a list of things that we do, and a expectations on them, so we're coherent and we can talk to one another and stuff like that. If you ever want to be a moderator, definitely you can apply. I have a head moderator with the best name on the internet. I will die on that hill. It is the best name on the internet. Oh, we don't have this. It is in the. It should be in the video description, but I can post it again. It should be a link. It should never run out. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. All good. All good. It definitely is in the. Yeah. No. Fair enough, binge thinker. No, I definitely don't. I don't require anyone to be a moderator. I got to admit, I'm not looking for moderator powers anywhere else. I'm a moderator on a lot of channels, and yeah, once I'd just like to watch a channel and not have to like get upset about people posting stuff like that. Stand by for temporary. Oh, I don't have my temporary incoherent rage thing. Oh, I need that so badly right now. Because I'm using a new program, I don't have it uploaded. I really would like it uploaded. All right. Maybe I can get that uploaded while I'm waiting. Maybe I can be cheeky and do that. Video clips. Yeah. Do I have it handy? I probably shouldn't be doing this midstream, right? Hang on a second. So I use this as a rage breaker. Like, so if I'm having, I used to do open rooms, and I don't know. It's amazing how many people will sort of tell me that I'm afraid of them, and then not show up to the open rooms kind of thing. I don't understand it. Like, I really don't. It's wild. Here we go. Oh yeah. Here we go.
Wow.
So that's what I'd use to, like, if somebody was losing the plot in the room, and it kind of just stopped the aggression. It was great. It was great. It was fantastic. Oh yeah, Justin, good to see you, mate. Look, Justin, my friend, it is so good to see you, and I think that you are doing fantastic stuff. ACA. Awesome. I am so happy. I am absolutely so happy that you are there and having a good time. Wonderful. Yeah, so that's sort of the thing that I use to I think it sounds like the deconverted man. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. No idea. I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Did you post your thing? Yeah. Did you post your link? You can post your link in the chat. That's not a problem. I'm here for you. Hey, Atheum, good to see you. Good to see you. You can post your link in the chat. I'm good with it, my friend. Yeah, go for it. I love promoting smaller channels and people that are struggling. Look, I've got a real soft spot for what we call a battler. Right, an Aussie battler. Well, I mean, they don't have to be Australian. I just somebody that is struggling and doing it hard, right? Like somebody that doesn't give up even though it's hard. I've got a real soft spot. The underdog, right? You gotta support the underdog because they're not the overdog, right? Like miss me with that stuff. I'm so over the overdogs at the moment. And speaking of overdogs, my actual rant today, as I do a rant before I start, was actually on your and mine favorite dictator, Trump, Drumpf, and yeah, it's so. I wanna really. You probably heard this, but I want to really focus on him rolling out troops to all of these states. Now, this news article was from August 23rd. August 23rd. And I really think that I really want to point this out. So this is from like what, about 5 days ago, right? That's not what I want. There we go. Sort of, so 1,700 National Guard mobilizing across 19 states in an immigration crackdown, right? This is currently what is happening. But what's interesting, and this is a Fox News source, right? So this is Fox News. They basically, oh yeah, I'll take that as well. I'll absolutely take that as well. I do want to, I'll save to watch later. Yeah, you can be on my watch later list. Yeah. So, across 19 states, but if we look here on how they, like, this is how rapid these people are moving, right? Documents from Rebuff Blocks show deployments are scheduled in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. Texas is expected to see the largest Guard presence. So the White House stressed the deployment is separate from President Trump's crime crackdown in Washington, D.C. So this is a problem, right? Like, so he's basically saying, well, you know, we have to get rid of immigrants from all of these different states, so I'm going to send out the National Guard to all of these states. But that's, you know, obviously there's not a huge amount of immigrants in Washington, so he can't use that excuse. He's instead saying it's a crime crackdown. And that's the way he's framing it for the Democratic states. Now, that list of states is not what he is talking about now. And I wanna show you that. Yeah, so
incompetent.
Next.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent, and we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this, and it won't even be tough.
But Chicago police data showing violence.
yeah, so even though violent crime is decreasing in Chicago, and there are way worse cities for violent crime, and that the statistics back that, he wants to send them into Chicago. The other one he is talking about is New York. So sending them into New York, and I can't imagine that New York is going to respond to that well. Really, I don't think they're going to be happy. But you know, what is the main thrust of this is that the Democratic states, he's basically sending in troops to the Republican states based upon, or apparently he's got the paperwork, because Fox have seen the paperwork according to this article, but he's sending troops into the red states based upon sort of, you know, a crackdown on immigration, but he's sending them into the Democratic states as well, and the Democratic cities, on the excuse that he's got to crack down on crime. He's 100%, 100% rolling out troops to a lot of different states, you know, and especially the ones sort of, you know, like for instance, Texas, where ostensibly it is a red state, but there is a lot of blue centers there. Texas will see a lot of troops. I don't. This is, you know, all I can think of is that this is a preamble to sort of you know, this is a preamble to set up so he can control elections, control what happens, control certain things. It's so if we look at, I'll just share this stat, that the 2024 calendar year ratio of crime per 100,000 population, I mean, Alabama is way worse. Alaska, Anchorage, he definitely not sending it out to there. Arizona, I mean, California is there with their cities, but you know, a lot of it. And if we do say murder and negligent manslaughter, you know, Alabama is the highest one, Missouri, Tennessee, then Maryland, Michigan. It's only number 5. So the question is, why isn't he sending them out to stop the crime in Alabama and you know, all of these other cities in Birmingham and things like that? He does not seem to be fussed about that. So, you know, make no mistake, there's definitely cities that are worse off. You know, rape, robbery, you know, there definitely is a lot of crime, but there's red cities that are higher in crime, especially violent crime, than these centers. What do you know? I get you. You think it's a scare tactic or to flex his power kind of thing. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is a rollout of troops in order to suppress the population, encourage them not to vote, and to if the troops and the police, the National Guard he sends out gets attacked, or the protests over whatever he does about the election, he's going to clamp down on those protests and just call it violent crime. That's what I think. Now, I don't have, you know, I can't tell what's going to happen in the future, but this has got me really worried, because we're talking about a leader stationing troops across major population centers, you know, and they're not, I mean, in order to help with crime, they're not detectives, they're not police, they're troops. It's very, very strange to do. And I can't, like, if this was somebody like Obama, they would be absolutely, the Republicans would be ready to revolt. And so I think that this is a real worry. This is sort of the ways that totalitarians take over, is by basically putting troops around the country in order to take over. I don't know. I don't know what this is, but I am really worried about it. I absolutely am. I am very, 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 very worried about this. So the other thing, and there's a couple of reasons why, and this might have flown under the radar, maybe. Well, actually, I'll show this one first. This is...
I think the Democrats better get smart. And, you know, politically, I hope they don't. But actually, in terms of love for the country, I hope they do, because it will be good to work together. So I'm thinking about, you know, when I have some slob like Pritzker criticizing us before we even go there, I made the statement that next should be Chicago, because, as you all know, Chicago is a killing field right now.
Chicago is not, like, Chicago does have problems with crime, but as I said, there are cities with worse crime rates than Chicago. You know, this is sort of, and it is down significantly from last year. So, you know, it's kind of like, this is an excuse. This is absolutely an excuse, and it's unconstitutional. You cannot send the military in, even the National Guard, without permission from the governor, which he is just not getting.
And they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need him. Freedom, freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator.
Did you hear that?
Maybe we like a dictator. I don't like freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense.
Maybe people would like a lot of people are saying maybe we'd like a dictator. So he's already framing it as people want a dictator, and this is how dictators take control. This is how they actually, I have the support of the people in everything that I'm doing. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. It's not really two-tiered. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you mean the two-party system, absolutely, absolutely. And that's mostly to do with the way that the system is set up and the type of ballot that you actually have. There's other systems like a ranked choice is the way you should 100% be going, so people don't feel like they're wasting their vote. Yeah. It doesn't matter. That's true. That's 100% true. I agree, Hooligan. I completely agree, Justin. Yeah, absolutely. That is horrible.
Sense, and I'm a smart person. And when I see what's happening to our cities, and then you send in troops, instead of being praised, they're saying you're trying to take over the republic. These people are sick. But I'm really saying, and I say this to all of you, in a certain way, we should wait to be asked, because they have cities that are so under control, out of control. So we go in and fix it. They take the full credit for it, and they go out and say, "I heard it this morning."
Yeah. So, and it's interesting. In Washington, the people were like, "What? We don't want the troops here." And a lot of people have stated that I'm aware of that state that, hey, we're afraid to go out on the street because there's troops out there. It's sort of it is reminiscent of to my mind, in my opinion, of Germany, World War II, that they cast around like the brown shirts to sort of do political violence, but also they had the military to, if people tried to fight against and it really does seem to me, in my opinion, like ICE is the brown shirts that are doing the political violence, and the military are there to, when the people eventually get frustrated with the political violence, the military protects them, and so they can keep on doing this reign of terror over the country. The similarities are stark and absolutely horrifying. A lot of German people are saying that this is exactly what it was like. People from the concentration camps have said this is exactly what it was like. Yeah. I gotcha. No worries, Objective. I gotcha, mate.
Saying how well they've done over the last 10-day period, that they set record lows. They don't say that we're there with very tough people, by the way. They have to pass the toughness test. Otherwise, they're not working for us. So, and we're allowed to do that now according to the United States Supreme Court decision. Now, they have to pass the toughness test. If they're not tough, we don't want them for this job. They might.
Yeah, so I think what he's sort of saying is we need people with moral flexibility, right? That are willing to do tough things, that are basically willing to follow orders. I think that these ICE people and the National Guard and the military should be reminded that following orders is not an excuse. You cannot use "I was following orders" when the chips fall and you're held accountable for your actions. You cannot say "I was following orders." The Nuremberg trials made that absolutely clear. That will not be an excuse. So either it is up to a military personnel to resist unlawful orders, and these orders are bloody unlawful. It's bloody unlawful.
It'd be great for other jobs, but not for this job, because they're respected. You saw the gang of kids; they were all huddled up, and a group of soldiers walked up. They never even got over. Those kids ran back to their homes or wherever the hell they came from. They were gone. This is one of the safest cities right now in the world, as crazy as that sounds. And it took 7 days. It took really 3 days, but we're now in our 11th day.
Yeah, it is not the safest city in the world if you're an immigrant. If you're an immigrant, it's rather unsafe. Even if you're a legal immigrant, it's rather unsafe. Hell, even people that are tourists from overseas, it's rather unsafe. I mean, there was an Australian that got detained for like over 24 hours when she was, legally going and visiting America. Like, this is why the tourism industry has the arse falling it out of it in America at the moment. Nobody wants to come in and be arrested for simply not being an American. Because I wouldn't visit the US. I don't want to spend like 48 hours in a cell and possibly, not get rights as a visitor to America. I don't want to do that. There's no way. There's no way. I would never go to America at the moment, and tons of people feel the same. And yeah, I agree. And the thing that I really want to that really want to stress, Jess, is that where are the Democrats in all of this? They could have stopped him in the last allocation bill of funding. They could have stopped the government and said, you cannot violate these rules. And they didn't. They have dropped it. They are doing token resistance. And it is absolutely reprehensible that they haven't stepped up. They are there to keep the other party in check. Don't get me wrong, I dislike a two-party system, but one party is there to keep the other in check and vice versa. Where the hell have they been? It's sort of a, well, let's see what happens. No, we don't want to see what happens. Like, seriously, we don't want to see it. So the other thing I want to show you, and I realize this kind of sucks, I get you, it sucks, it's really upsetting, but I really want to stress how problematic this is. So at the same time, he's doing a rollout. So this might have passed you by. The US government takes a 10% stake in Intel, and he's talking about taking the government taking over companies in the private sector, right? Like, so taking over a significant portion of ownership in those companies, so becoming a shareholder in them. There's a massive problem with this, right? There is a huge problem with this. Okay? This is like, who does the government at this point work for? Because it will promote its company over other companies. This does not promote a free market. If a government is taking stakes in companies, this is fascism 101. The corporations and the government working together for the benefit of the corporation and the state. The state, the shareholders of the corporation and the state, right? Now, fascism is something very, very specific, and it's a word thrown around a lot. I generally don't throw it around a lot, okay? I don't. So the whole idea of fascism is that everything is the state. There is nothing outside the state. So what is the state? The state is the... it is like the government, that while the government is the executive, the judicial, and the legislative, the state is more everything, right? It's more the entire bureaucracy, the police force, anything public related, libraries, just everything that is. It's not the government, because the government is those specific branches. It's not the executive, because the executive is just the government in power at the time in a democracy. It is the entire apparatus, right? It's everything. So the state, basically, when you're in a fascistic government, everything is working to the benefit of the state, not the benefit of the people. Right? It's not interested in the benefit of the people, it's interested in the benefit of the state. that glorious kind of nationalistic idea of America first, right? The state first, then the people. This, instead of what it should be in a democracy, which is the people first. The people should be the first priority, right? So the government taking over part ownership of corporations is a big worry. It is a worry, right? Being able to work with corporations is a massive worry. Look, I wouldn't be surprised. So it seems like he is taking ownership of the major players in each field of corporate America. And so the problem comes that if the government is funded by corporate interests rather than the people, right? Who then are they responsible to? Right? Like, so if they're making a decision and it goes against their own stake in a company, if say they crack down on AI and that's going to, impact the bottom line of Intel, then they may not do that in order to increase their profits. So it's a real worry. It's a real problem. And that the state working with corporations instead of regulating them, that is another sign of fascism, where they're basically saying, well, we'll work with the corporations instead of regulating them on behalf of the people. And I realize it's been that way for a long time, but this isn't individuals in the government, like, your senators and your thing, having stakes in corporations, which is a problem all upon its own. That's fair enough. I totally get it. But this is the actual state having interest in corporations rather than regulating them. And that is a problem. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you, and this probably it may have sort of flown by you as well, so I really want to point this out. And I know this is bloody depressing, but this is what the Department of Agriculture did earlier this year. So the US Department of Agriculture spent $16,500 on banners of Trump and Lincoln, right? And they basically, he's hanging them from the government buildings, right? These banners of himself next to Lincoln. People have said this looks like a dear leader kind of thing, and that's where the installation of the banners went. So this is sort of, this is populism of one individual saying, hey, I'm going to hang my image. Now, people have called it, compared it to North Korea, and I will get to that. But, and this is a Daily Beast that Trump trolled for going full North Korea with a giant banner of his face. Yeah, so this was very recently. This was the 26th, which was yesterday. He put banners up on the Department of Labor as well, right? So he's hanging banners with his face next to Teddy Roosevelt, right? The guy that was, the New Deal guy, right? So, which is wild that he's comparing himself to Lincoln and Roosevelt when they did some great things, they did some average things, but he is not, like, this is ridiculous. Now he's been compared to North Korea, like, thank you, glorious leader. And the Department of Labor says American workers first. Well, it's wild that they're saying American workers first and taking away their health care and things like that. Trump says people like a dictator. Yeah. Maybe they would like a dictator. And he's doing stuff like this, right? It's a real problem. Now, people compared it to North Korea, but my initial reaction was not that. and I'll explain why. This triggered something for me. I said, I've seen this kind of thing before, and I have, right? And I want to show you something. Now, this is a work from the Soviet era in it's actually in the National Art Gallery of Victoria, right? And this is just an example of the kind of things that were put up in the 1930s and 1940s, right? Like after World War One. Okay, this is the kind of thing, right? And you'll notice stuff like this. Now, you know, sort of, it's been ages since I've done history, but like looking it up again, Stalin did a lot of this. He had banners of his own face next to Marx, Engels, Lenin, people that were predecessors to him. Don't forget that I think it was Trotsky was run out of town about this time, right? Trotsky, I think, was run out of town, and sort of, you know, he systematically removed him from power. Right, when Trotsky was probably the guy that should have been in power, Stalin removed him. Okay, so in order to gain credibility, Stalin put his banners of himself and pictures of himself with these other predecessors of Trotsky. Okay, this is what Trump is doing. Like, don't be fooled. This is what he is doing. He is trying to validate his reign. Let's call it a reign. His position as leader through association with previous respected leaders of the nation. That is what he is trying to do. Okay, and I'll go back to it and show you. Right. That is what triggered for me. You know, his face next to Roosevelt, his face next to Lincoln. That is a totalitarian playbook. You basically try to associate. Now, supreme leader is a bit extreme, and that's not brought up there. What brought it up for me was Stalin and him wanting to be associated with Karl Marx, Engels, Lenin, all of those previous heads of state that were well respected by the people. This is a despot's 101. You basically try to solidify your rule as the leader, the natural leader of the country. And that's what I'm getting from it. So that absolutely scares me with the troop rollouts and things. But really what I want to say is, where the hell are the Democrats through all of this? Where are they? Why do I have to go to Daily Beast for this stuff? Like, what are they doing? It's wild. It's absolutely wild. So I'm sorry for that depressing, stark, and horrible look at the way the US is going. But you know, it is absolutely, it's getting critical. It really is. I mean, apparently, according to Gavin Newsom, Trump's sending out 2028 hats, like Trump 2028. He's going to run again, and if he's got troops in all the states, I worry about what would happen. Yeah, absolutely. STS, yes. Yeah. And the fact that he's sort of giving out promotional oh, Teddy was the Square deal. Oh, FDR was New York. Right, got you. Sorry, Amber. Yeah, I got you. He's spending millions to remodel ballroom. Yeah. And he's already got the promotional material for a 2028 run. I doubt with troops in cities that is going to be a innocuous thing. I really do. Yeah, I mean, he wanted to add his face to Rushmore. Yeah, I think that that's ridiculous, but, you know. Oh, look, people have said he's sick. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I wouldn't comment on that, but yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is previous leaders of that you know, previously respected people in that state. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. This is wild to me that in a democratic country, we are putting the face of the elected leader on public buildings. You know, it's not an advertisement. He hasn't paid for it. These institutions should be politically neutral, right? That's what they should be. And Trump is basically saying, no, they're for me. They're mine. And so, you know, I can't help but think this is well, I want this building. I want this infrastructure. I want this institution to be working for me and not the people. It's there to work for the people. This is wild, absolutely wild. Anyway, so that is my rant for the day. Yeah, absolutely. I get you. And I have signed a petition. There is a petition going to the Australian government for them to consider trans people fleeing the US as refugees. And I think that that's important. There's already been, I saw one story, I put it up on the Discord, about a girl that is leaving Texas and leaving the country because she is trans. And the family won't go where they're saying they want to have a fresh start, and I think that's wonderful. But for citizens to have to flee their country because the government is going to, you know, they're afraid of the government and afraid of the rest of the population, that's not right. That's not right. They haven't done anything wrong. I am so over that. It is America is a shit show right now. I mean, Australia just tossed out the Iranian ambassador, but you know, that doesn't, that, you know, that's our news. That's our big news. We just tossed out the Iranian ambassador. You know, Trump puts dictator-like banners all over the public buildings, and that doesn't even make the news. Because there's a lot bigger things happening. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. You know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's yeah. I am 100% in favor of taking. But I mean, we have Sky News over here, and what I don't understand is how the media, Sky and Fox News particularly, can get away with such egregious lies on air, and you know, hide behind that they're not a news organization when clearly they're acting as a news organization. It is reprehensible, absolutely reprehensible that I mean, Sky News came out saying that there'd been like the population of Canberra in refugee, like immigrants, in like the first half of 2025, and it's bullcrap. What they looked at was arrival and departures, so it included tourism, and they just lied about it and refused to correct it. It's wild. And that's a good point. That's a good point. He wants LGBTQI flags taken down. He's putting up his own flag. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It is a wild situation where, you know, I don't understand. You know, I get that there is now sort of Trump buyer's regret. You know, like, you know, people are facing buyer's remorse from getting Trump again, because you'd think that they would have learnt the first time, but no, apparently not. Apparently it takes at least two for them to realize that every time they get Trump, they have massive regrets. But hey, here we are. So I don't know. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. I don't understand. I feel like I don't understand the zeitgeist of America right now. I do not understand it, because it seems like religious religious pandering and hatred of things seems to be the way to go. And I know that you guys aren't like that, right? I know that you guys are sensible and sincere and believe in freedom and liberty and you know, protecting the weak and empathy and all those things. I know you do, but I don't understand the way the rest of them are working. Yeah, and I did see that, Deviant, and so that was basically what happened was, and this is what happened with that one. A Democratic senator in Texas, and the senators had fled, so they couldn't get a quorum. Basically, when they went back, they were told to sign a document that allowed them to be put under surveillance 24/7. So if they were going to, say, leave Texas again, they would know about it and be able to stop them, which is so weird. It's so weird. You know, she refused to sign it, so they basically locked the doors and wouldn't let her leave before she signed it. So yeah, they basically kidnapped her. Yes. Yes. So in Australia, that would be under the crime of deprivation of liberty, and you're not allowed to do that with anybody. I don't know what official capacity. Yeah. Kiwi Burb with $2 New Zealand. My brother from across the channel. Welcome. Look. It's interesting with Kiwis. We're allowed to hassle them. You're not allowed to. Okay. The Kiwis are like our little brother, a little cousin, a little brother. Yeah, we hassle them a lot, but don't you frigging dare! Don't you dare! That's our little brother, mate. Like, absolutely. And gutsy little brother they are. $2 New Zealand dollars. MAGA, making Americans gullible again. Yeah, absolutely. And so I don't think it's the MAGA that made them gullible. I think it is religion that made them gullible, and religion, you know, because look, MAGA and sort of alt-right Christianity, like Christo-fascism, are working hand in hand. If ever there was a demonstration that alt-right Christianity and MAGA are basically working together, is the Project 2025, right? That's essentially the textbook of what they are doing together. These alt-right horrible people and the MAGA people. You know, so I think it is the religion making them gullible and willing to accept all of these things and accept doing this to people because it is righteous and needed. And, you know, then they accept, oh, well, Trump's the leader appointed by God kind of thing. And it is cult-like, right? You see this cult-like mentality. Any sort of person that speaks up against the cult is immediately gotten rid of. The aggressiveness of them, the way that they distance themselves from any kind of fact. It's all very, very cult-like. They want to own the libs that don't realizing they're owning themselves. Yeah, I mean, I think that some of them know, but they're willing to do it in order to own the libs because they see themselves as losing control of their country, but they're not. You know, it's just they're in the same position they've always been in. They're just being convinced that they're losing their country when they're not. Yeah, I agree. I've been to New Zealand. It was awesome. Although I'll tell you, Rotorua smells bad. Okay, it smells like crap. Rotorua is the smelliest place I have ever been. I mean, it's awesome. It's a natural volcano area, but it smells like crap. Hate to break it to you. Yeah, even Denmark. Yeah, yeah, and we have these groups of people coming up who are sort of alt-right and trying to disrupt the usual norms. I mean, I see um, the sovereign citizen movement and all of those. They are an extension of the alt-right Christian movement, which is part of MAGA. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And part of that is to overthrow our democracies. But, you know, I Rotorua smells like home. Oh, no doubt you'd get used to it. It's just to like, sorry, Kiwi. I'm sorry, mate. It smells like crap. It smells like crap, mate. Anyway. Okay. So AIMBOT, what are we doing today? Yeah, so that's my rant. I ranted for an hour. I can't believe I ranted for an hour, but hey, I felt like I need to get it off my chest. It's really worrying, and I'm really it frightens me. It really does frighten me, and it frightens me that we're being pushed more and more towards China, because the more America gets totalitarian, the more we're sort of building our relationship with Southeast Asia, because it's kind of like that. You're going down a path we cannot follow. You are going down a path that we will not follow, ever. Okay, ever. Look, Australia's been fighting fascism since 1930s. We will not follow down this path, ever. It's not going to happen. It is 100% antithetical to the Australian spirit. You know, the spirit of Australia, the ideals of Australia. 100%. Yeah, oh, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. And yeah, it worries me that we have American military bases on our soil. It worries me. Like, this is what a lot of Americans don't realize the rest of the world is feeling right now. That it's like seeing your your friend go off and commit a bunch of crimes. Like, I'm sorry, we're not going with you. And oh wow. Rotorua, absolutely Rotorua, 100% Rotorua. Look, Kiwi, I can get used to smells. I can't get used to fascism. I'll say that. I will never get used to totalitarianism and dictators. But I do appreciate the super chats. They really help me out. I have been struggling a little lately, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So AIMBOT, am I morally bankrupt or them? Look, Australia is gorgeous and it is a wonderful country, but that isn't the best part. Is the people. The people are wonderful. There's been a problems with sort of this sort of this culture of toxic masculinity and stuff. It's been a problem, but I have sort of I have confidence in our ability to do that. A lot of people really care about each other over here. Same is true as in America, actually. Like, let's face it, same is true in America. They all care for one another. I don't know which way you're going. Anyway, oh, I might hide my my names just so it isn't taking up anything, and that's the one that I want. Well, yeah, thank you, Debian. I really appreciate it. I mean, I try my best. Like, this is the thing, like all of this took actually a bit of research and stuff. You know, I actually do put effort into it. I'm not, it doesn't look like it, okay, but I do put effort in, please believe me. There is other stuff that I want to do. I do want to pivot the channel. I don't get a lot of viewers for these AIMBOT streams, so if you do want them to continue, I'll probably keep doing them for a while, but if watches drop off, I probably will cancel the series again, because this actually came back once. It is kind of this is definitely the smallest stream that I have, and I want to do other things as well. So I may not continue it if we don't get numbers in, but so share it if you do want to. That's okay. I really do want to continue it for the 8 people watching, but it may be worth doing something else if that's going to build the channel more, because I do want to build the channel. I think that and I really appreciate everybody. I just got to 2.5k. I absolutely appreciate everybody supporting me, giving me hope, really being there for me. I do want to grow the channel. I do want to make a community of people that all look after one another, support one another. And I do want to really promote secular humanism as a way that we can make moral decisions without having religion that helps everybody. That we really need that variation of people, but how to live on equal footing in an egalitarian world where people get what they need to thrive and flourish and be the best people that we can be going forward. And so I really do want to grow the channel, because I really want to. So it is just the reality. And no, I get you, Left-Handed Jedi. I don't get me wrong. I always, I'm not going to do something that makes me really unhappy for the sake of clicks or views or something. Don't get me wrong. It's just with the current state of the discourse of YouTube and stuff, I have noticed that the more subs, the bigger your channel, the more you can get debates, the more you can contribute, the more your voice is heard. And that sucks, right? Like it should be that everybody's voice is heard equally. Everybody should be heard equally. And that's not how reality is. I want to give voice to the secular humanists, the atheists, the skeptics, and really argue on our behalf of being a valid, contributing members of society. But not only that, but having a perspective that can help all of society, not just our atheists and secular humanists, right? Like secular humanism, the wonderful thing about it is that it can help everybody, that we can have a balanced, fair, and flourishing society that really works for the benefit of everybody. And I think that we need that. So I really want to become that voice, but without people, I can't, because people won't listen to me. People, will say, oh, yours is a tiny channel kind of thing. So getting to 2.5k, I really am, I'm really pleased. At the same time, I thought, it was a long time coming. So I want to use my beautiful, big, beautiful, and sometimes annoyingly stupid brain to really promote what I'm about and sort of add to the discourse. Left-Handed Jedi with 5 readership. Thank you, Jedi. You didn't have to do that, but I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. And, you get to hear the announcer voice again. I'm sure that's the only reason. Look, if you don't want to hear the announcer voice, just tell me. I'll stop doing it. Give me some feedback, people. Give me some feedback. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay, so that goes out to Mark Lee, Dylan Johnson, Ian Chen, Official. I love Ian. Look, I absolutely adore Ian. Ian is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually a massive fan of Ian. So there you go. M20K Mooney 98. Sorry, I'm almost yawned in the middle of that. That's terrible. And Prixie, overthrow capitalism. Purple. Wow, okay. My wife will hate me for yelling in the middle of her thing. She's probably doing work right now. She's probably going to hate me, but that's okay. I will take the beratement. I'm sure she'll come and tell me. I'm sure she'll come and tell me. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Pete. I really appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. Well, I mean, I know you love AIMBOT, but I want everyone to love AIMBOT. You should do the channel you enjoy. Yeah, yeah. I do enjoy these streams. I do. With the two that I do regularly, I think I enjoy fundamentalist fails a lot more. My brain seems geared for analysis and breakdown. That's what it does. It breaks everything down, which is exhausting at times, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I do like fundamentalist fails. I really do. But don't get me wrong. I do enjoy this one. Just laughing at, people like Frank Turek and all kinds of people is great as well. My apologies. Actually, I'll see if my wife is around. Maybe I can beg, I say, for another coffee. Maybe I can. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Right now, aimbot. Am I morally bankrupt or them? I use secular humanism to make my moral decisions. Basically, I'm interested in human well-being. So promoting human well-being, that is the psychological, physical, and societal health of humans, is a good thing. Anything that works against it is a bad thing, and that's where I get my moral cues from. Now, secular humanism is just one way to do it. I'm more interested in how people are reaching who is wrong and who is right than who is wrong and who is right. Like how we decide this. Now I use consequentialism, okay, which is a utilitarian, or a utilitarianism is a consequentialist paradigm of judging, and that utility is human well-being. That's it. But that's okay. Different people use different things, as I think that people do have moral intuition. They just basically use an intuitive learnt sense of who is right and who is wrong. You should think about having guest commentators on with you. That's a really good... I haven't... You know what? It never occurred to me that anyone would actually want to be on this, Big Bad Mama. I didn't even think about that. Would you come on? Would people come on? I could make it an open room if you want. I mean, I could have people on now. Like, if you want to come on, or if anyone wants to come on, I can throw a link in chat. I'm not opposed to it. I really am not. I will change the format at a drop of a hat. If you're willing to come on, if people want to be on, let me know. If you'd like to see that, let me know. That's an awesome idea. Well, you are my #1 aimbot fan. You would definitely do it? All right, well, let's put a link in chat. Let's try it out. Let's do it. All right. Link if you want to join. All right. Aimbot has now become open room. It's now aimbot or. Oh, look. I am more than happy to have people on. More than happy. I'll wait for you guys then. No worries at all. All right. Yes, I know I've done 1 of 5. I know I'm not on Reddit a lot. Like, it's very weird. I'm not on the internet a lot. I'm not even on social media a lot. It's wild, right? It's absolutely wild. I don't, I'm kind of a content creator that doesn't do social media. It's weird, but that's where I'm at. Welcome, Big Bad Mama. Oh, Kiwi, if you want, mate, I'd love to see you on. You don't have to. Hello, Big
Hi,
Bad
Mark.
Mama. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing? Yep, absolutely.
Good to see you.
So this is first AIMBOT open room.
Nice.
I'm good with acronyms and initializations. I really am.
Let's get into
and
it whenever
this
you're ready.
is Ember Kiwi Burb. Hello, Amber. Hi, Kiwi Burb. Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, I mean, I'll start it off, but yeah, anybody's welcome to join. Actually, I should pin that link if I was actually good at my job.
Does this make us a death panel?
What now?
A death panel?
My symbol is like right in my face. I don't like that. I don't like that. There we go. That's better. That's better. Do I need the symbol? Probably not. Hold on. There we go.
Hey,
No
branding
worries.
is
Okay.
important.
Yeah. I'm not good at branding. My favorite shirt is one that just says brand across the front. I think it's interesting how people perceive other people based on brands, right? Do you see somebody wearing Adidas as opposed to, Calvin Klein, right? How you perceive that person. Branding is weird, I gotta say. Anyway, that's tangents in the chat. Okay, so first off, am I the arsehole for refusing to give up military discount to my brother's fiance? I don't think so. At first glance, I don't think so. I think that a military discount should be for military soldiers. I think that there's sort of, I mean, if you want to be nice, you could, but I don't see why that's a thing. What about you, BBM?
I'm not sure. Is the brother even eligible for the military discount? So what are the rules, first of all? And then
I don't know.
The guy's fiance, it's not even his wife, right?
Right. So this is just initial reaction. So we'll do initial reaction. I'll read it, and then we can discuss and give opinions. Do you still want me to go through and read out the Redditors? Look, this is seat of the pants. Fly-by-wire stuff. So look, this is all up in the air. If you want to say, hey, I'd rather not, get an initial reaction, I'm totally okay with it.
It's a good thing I don't wear pants.
I'm
not sure what they mean by
Same.
give up. I assume give to, like let them use it. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's been a long damn time. And it also depends on which country. I'm going to assume US because it seems like that's most of Reddit. But I don't think even if siblings qualify, the people they're not married to certainly don't.
Right. And Kiwi, what do you think? Initial reaction, just initial thought. Oh, you sent him muted, I think. Okay, we seem to be having some technical problems with KiwiBird. I'm terribly sorry. We'll just come back to you. We'll go to Deviant. Deviant, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, we can go back to
fine.
KiwiBird. That's not a problem.
Well, Kiwi disappeared.
Yeah. They're probably just sorting out their sound issue.
Oh.
Look. Amber and I cannot point fingers when people have technical difficulties. Okay, like we just can't. I've had so
I don't
many.
know what you mean. For flightless verbs, Kiwis get around pretty damn quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I think they're back. Just one sec.
Hello, is my audio working on?
There you go.
Yes,
Sounds good.
Yes, I'm back. Yes. Okay. My opinion on this is that I have never served in the military and I'm not familiar with how the American military works. So I don't really have much of a reaction about this, or let alone how the military discount works. So I don't have much I can comment on here, I'm afraid.
That's fair. And Deviant?
I'm thinking just off the bat that, first of all, from what I understand, military discount is something that you only get if you yourself has served and am a veteran, or maybe you are still in the army.
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm in early retirement, so which makes me I have the same discounts as all who are retired from old age has. And if someone were to tell me, if it even were possible, which it isn't, but if it were able for me to like give my discount card to someone else and they demanded me to do so, they don't have a right to use the discount that's bestowed upon me because of the circumstances that I'm in, or my work, or
Yep. Okay.
whatever it might be. So
Yep. All right, no worries. Yeah, I just so just in the terms of brevity, I just want a sentence or so, like just a quick.
I know.
Sorry, Deviant, I'm not trying to pick on you.
No, I know.
I really am not. It's just yeah.
I'm sorry.
I gotta. No, that's okay. Oh no, it's been removed. Please, why are they doing this to me? I am so angry. They keep removing them. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Look, I'm going to go into them and find out if they're removed first. That's probably a better way to do it. Okay. Am I the arsehole for telling my roommate his girlfriend can't basically live with us for free? My first initial is no. Like, if you're in a household, you should be contributing in some way, either doing, don't get me wrong. Housewives, they definitely contribute, right? If you have an agreement for her to do, if she does all of your dishes, all of your work, all of the housework, that's not free. Right, that's something contributing. That's my opinion.
Yeah, they should pay a third of the rent if they're living there full time.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Wes, good to see you. Heroic debates. Yeah, absolutely. Producer Wes.
More Wes's.
More Wes's, more better. Member, what's your thoughts?
As with most things, it depends. Like, is she in a position where she can't make income? Like, say she's a full-time student. I mean, yes, students can work part-time. There's a bunch of factors that could go into this. I'd want to know more.
Okay. Deviant? No, actually, no, sorry, Deviant. We had Kiwi Bird before you. Sorry, I'm just going to...
Yeah, we did.
Move Kiwi.
Oh,
can
I get to be moved up the list. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm with Ember on this one. I would need to have more context. It depends the situation. Is she disabled? Is she able to work? What's her capacity? Normally, I would say no. You're not an asshole for expecting that an able-bodied person should be able to contribute, but you are an asshole if that person's disabled. And you're right. No, you can't. So. I'm just saying that as someone who lives in a very large household myself, who has disabled members in my family. So,
yep.
Yeah, it just with Ember, it depends.
Yep. Deviant?
Yeah, I'm curious about the use of the word basically live with us for free. Basically live with us for free.
Yeah, why the qualifier?
That's a good point. No, fair enough.
I definitely want to know more.
Well, you're going to know more. I, 25 male, share a 2 BHK, a 2 bathroom. What is that? Two block? Two.
I'll have a look.
Bedroom,
I don't know what.
Half kitchen, maybe?
I have no idea. Apartment with my roommate Rayhan, 24 male. We've been living together for almost a year, and things were smooth until his girlfriend, 22 female, started spending most of her time here. Okay, so it is a case of girlfriend situation. Right. She's just saying.
She lives elsewhere. She's just over there.
Right.
Most of the time.
At first, she'd come over for a night or two during the week, no problem, but now it's like she's here 5 days out of 7. She showers here, cooks here, uses the Wi-Fi, sometimes even does her laundry in our machine. She doesn't pay a cent towards rent, utilities, or groceries. I honestly feel like I'm living with 2 mates, even though I only agreed to live with one. It's not even about disliking her. She's nice enough, but I feel taken advantage of. I'm paying half the rent and bills while she's basically getting the perks of living here for free. I brought it up to Rayhan and told him it's unfair unless she contributes or at least cuts down on how often she's here. He got defensive, calling me stingy, and said I should be chill about it because she's basically family. I told him if she's basically family, then she can chip in like one. Now he's giving me the cold shoulder and making little comments like, don't worry, she won't touch your food. My other friends are divided. Some say I'm right to set boundaries. Others say I'm making a big deal out of nothing. How long has this been going on for? Almost a year. 5 days out of 7. Yeah.
But they have lived together for almost a year, but the girlfriend wasn't necessarily with.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, she should be contributing towards the cost of utilities.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I presume that she's living somewhere else kind of thing, and she's got her own rent to pay and things like that. But yeah, utilities, I would say, is correct. Yeah, absolutely. If she's spending like 5 out of 7.
Yeah, I would say it's more than just utilities. I mean, it's all the different things, electricity, utilities, and also just the fact there's an extra person living with you that you didn't bank on. I mean, that person didn't plan to live with another person. So why shouldn't they have to pay part of the rent or pay something for that?
Yeah,
there's a difference between living with one person as opposed to living with 2 people.
2 bedrooms, 1 hall, and 1 kitchen.
I mean, I'd have to look at the contract.
Thanks, Kiwi. Well, I do have sympathy that, you've got somebody who's living in their place and they meet, a girlfriend and they want to spend time together. I get that, I don't get why they're not. Maybe she lives at home, so they can't go round to her place to do stuff because their parents are there. I've got no idea. I mean, 22, feasibly, you could still be living at home. Yep. But, it doesn't really say what her other living situation is like. I mean, if she doesn't have another home, then, yeah, absolutely she should chip in. But where is she the other 2 days would be my question. And why doesn't she just move in if that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, I'd need more context before making because at the moment we've got one side of the story. I'd need to hear the other side before reaching a conclusion.
Well, we won't get the other side, obviously. No. So look, let's track him down.
Just get him. Bring him in.
I just give black and white.
I think that would qualify as a tangent.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just take it as this is all true because, we're always it's one side of the story kind of thing. I think that, sort of saying, hey, you've got to either restrict your attendance at this property and set some boundaries or just freaking move in. Like, seriously, I totally get that you meet somebody. If it's a 2-bedroom place, it's not that big a deal. Like, I've lived in places where it's been 2-bedroom and, the guy's had a girlfriend. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, but it's not something he signed up for initially, right? He signed up just to have 1 roommate, not 2 roommates. That's a big issue when it comes to your own privacy, to have a whole nother person there that's a stranger.
Yeah,
exactly.
But you didn't sign up either for not having a relationship while you're there. You've got to understand that circumstances change.
Sure, but at the same time, if she's there 5 to 7 days out of a week.
No, it's 5 out of 7, yeah.
Oh, 5 out of 7. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, it's the absolute majority of days. It's very different if you have a relationship and you're half the time at the one person's place and half time at the other person's place. He's not saying you have to ditch your girlfriend. He's just saying, from what I understand, that either pay more and pay part of the rent, or like not be here that much of the time.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree.
It seems to me the roommate is being an asshole by just inviting, like, well, just come use my place, come shower at my place, come use the washer, come use my kitchen. Speaking, instead of talking to his roommate and saying, hey, she's spending a lot of time here, can we work something out? It's really the one roommate crossed the line already. But is this roommate an asshole for, instead of talking to them like an adult, just going,
right, you're stingy.
Need some rent.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Yeah.
The one roommate should have asked the roommate
lacking.
whether the girlfriend could stay there for a certain amount of time a week.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that sort of not being sensitive to other people's relationships is also, like, I'm kind of leaning towards everybody sucks. Keyboard Bob, I'm just gonna ask you, your keyboard's really loud. Could you mute yourself if you're not talking and using the keyboard? Look, I totally understand. My keyboard is the loudest on the planet Earth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. I'd mute my.
Oh, no problem at all. I really appreciate. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I am with you on the loud key. I had to get a filter for mine, and it was aggressively loud. So I totally understand that. You know, it's just one of those things.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, man. I'll just.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Okay, well, I'm going to come down on sort of everybody sucks, to be honest with you. I really think that one guy is not taking into consideration the relationship change, and, you know, I think that he's just sort of saying, hey, she's got to pay rent, instead of discussing what healthy boundaries and what, like, compromising and having a discussion, right? You know, I think, yeah, that's what I think. Well, actually, you know what? He isn't, is he? He's just saying it's unfair unless she contributes or at least cuts down on how often she's here.
Yeah, I don't see how that guy's to blame at all. I think Ember nailed it when he said that roommate with the girlfriend should have sat down with his roommate and discussed the situation with him from the get-go, and then none of this would be an issue at this point.
Well, that's the story of Am I the Arsehole, right? If they just sat down and communicated, it wouldn't be an issue, and wouldn't have probably made it onto here. So yeah, exactly. Well, we would be here. They wouldn't have had a post for us to read. Okay, I'm just sliding doors at the moment. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm gonna come down on nobody's immoral. You know what? I didn't even do the poll. I think I might do that now.
People love polls.
Look, I take the opportunity to do work with my poll as often as possible. That's what I do.
We're so happy for you, Mark.
Yeah, I'm happy for myself regularly.
I can imagine.
For asking friend's girlfriend. God damn it, these relationship qualifiers.
These damn people with all their things.
Well, Big Bad Mama, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say that the person is not the asshole.
Okay.
I think the roommate with the girlfriend is the one that's to blame in the situation.
Yes. Yeah. I think so too. I absolutely think so too. I think that sort of, if he was saying, hey, you can't live here though, I think that I would say everyone sucks.
Another thing to consider is what the landlord thinks, because it looks like they might be in India or something like that, but and maybe it's different there, but in the US, if you have an extra roommate who isn't on the lease, the landlord gets kind of grumpy.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fair enough. But surely that could, you know, be addressed, put them on the lease kind of thing. Maybe he doesn't want to do that, but you know, you know, I just remember at that age when you have a girlfriend, you want to spend a lot of time with her. Just saying.
Oh yes.
Yes. Kiwi Bird, what do you think?
Right. I think I'm the asshole for crashing a stream with my keyboard, for starters.
No, no. I've done it so many times, like, seriously. Don't worry.
You're invited.
Yeah.
At face value, no, I don't think he's an asshole for setting boundaries and expecting some assistance from the girlfriend. Yeah, to help cover the costs of living expenses, because living expenses are really high right now. So yeah, I don't blame him for thinking like this. I mean, of course, if I was going to have a proper impartial opinion, I'd need to hear from the other side. But working with what I've got, I don't think he's an asshole.
Yeah, fair enough. And Deviant.
Yeah, no. Sure, the poster could have maybe done things differently, but when it comes down to it, not the asshole.
Okay.
Not
No
the
worries.
asshole.
Well, I think we actually have consensus, which is great. I always like consensus. What? Say
Yay.
what? And I'll upvote that. Now, I'll just pop into them quickly. I have not... Nope. Wow, they really cracking down on the... maybe that some of them are AI and things. Maybe they've got a way to find that, or at least tell... Okay, this one's fine. But I have not curated this. Huh? What?
So many bots.
No, I don't understand why they keep the headline and then this post is removed.
Well, when you find one, it sort of says a reason why they've been, you know, moderators, and then it says it usually does say something, because one of them I found, it was like it suggested people leave home, and that's against the rules kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know. There's multiple different rules, but maybe it's to let people know that, hey, your posts haven't just vanished into the ether. You know, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how this works. I don't know how anything works, Deviant. You should know that by now. Okay, am I the arsehole for laughing at my boyfriend when he cried? Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
What do you think, Big Bad Mama?
I would say most likely, yeah, you're the asshole for laughing when your boyfriend's crying.
Unless he's crying of laughter.
Unless he's crying at like a dog food commercial or something that's kind of ridiculous, but even that, I don't know.
Ember.
Probably, but it depends on info.
Yeah, fair enough. And Kiwi?
I mean, what's the news piece? Global news, foreign news companies. Is there any more context to this?
Yes. Yeah. We're just doing initial reaction.
Oh, initial reaction. Okay, yeah. Yes, initial reaction is yes. You're an asshole if you laugh at your boyfriend if they're in distress.
Yeah, I'd agree. Deviant, what you got for me?
Definitely yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the asshole.
I couldn't imagine like Soot crying and you would just laugh at him, right? Like
No.
That would just be ridiculous. Yeah.
Never.
Okay. What? I thought
Uh-oh.
that didn't I go into that one? It was fine. What is going on? Oh, it's a duplicate post?
Oh. Weird.
Could the moderators please not do this to me? Because seriously, I'm trying to do a show and everything. It's okay.
Make it make sense.
I don't know. Oh, this is terrible. Am I the arsehole tension? After my father passed away, I had to leave 36 hours later because of my in-laws. Yeah, I don't know with this one. Like, seriously, that could be any reason. If you just left because your in-laws, I don't know. I don't know.
Very vague. Yeah,
I don't think
can't
so.
make a
Yeah,
judgment at
no
this
idea.
point.
Ems?
Probably not. If other people
Yeah.
are provoking a reaction.
Yeah, life happens, doesn't it? Like, sometimes we have to take off for all kinds of reasons. It's yeah, it sucks, but what are you gonna do? Kiwi?
No, you're not an asshole. If you need space away from your in-laws because you got tension with them and you're grieving, take a break.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Deviant?
I'm not really sure what they're actually saying. Tension after my father passed away, and I had to leave 36 hours later because of my in-laws. Leave who? Was he going to, or I don't know why
I assume leave the location of where the
Yeah.
funeral or whatever was happening.
Right.
It's so vague. I can't say anything, but I do agree
That's fair.
with Kiwi that it's okay to take personal space. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the time when we sort of spend time with people that we don't want to spend time with because of expectation, it just builds resentment against them. You know, like we really end up resenting the people, even though it's not really their fault that we have this expectation to spend time with them when they're annoying us. You know, like I think that's fair, and it's really, yeah, Kiwi, I really agree with you. Okay, so in-laws stayed with my wife and me for 3 weeks to watch our toddler while my wife and I were in the hospital having our second. Near the end of their visit, my dad unexpectedly became very ill, so I had to fly home to be with him. My mother-in-law promised she, if not also my father-in-law, would stay a few days extra, no cost to them as they were staying with us. She's retired and has no obligations for months. Sadly, my dad passed away the first day I was back home, and later that day I was told my in-laws couldn't extend their stay. They had zero reason other than telling my wife that they were tired, as though I wasn't after caring for a newborn and watching my dad die, ? Okay. And wanted to go home. They haven't explained it to me or apologized for this. Well, what? I don't see how, if they want to go home, I don't see why they shouldn't be able to. That's weird.
It seems his issue is that they promised they'd stay so he could go see to his dad, and then went back on it.
Right.
Right. The day after from what I understand, he leaves, comes to wherever he's from. That day, his dad dies that very day. So it's just like the day after, unless his parents lived on the other side.
They promised to stay because he was going to be at the hospital. But when he came back after his dad died, they didn't stay anymore because he wasn't at the hospital.
He didn't even. My dad passed away the first day I was back home.
Back home, as in where his parents live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he leaves his wife and newborn and their toddler, knowing that the parents-in-law has promised they are going to be there with the wife and the newborn and the toddler to help her out. He arrives at his hometown, goes to the hospital. His dad dies, and the same day, so the day after he's left, they say, we really can't be bothered. And that's why he's
upset. Yeah. Okay, as a result, I had to leave my hometown and grieving mother just 36 hours after my dad passed. I had to care for a newborn and toddler while still in complete shock and utter exhaustion so my in-laws could go back to their cushy life.
Little resentful there.
Yeah, I think, yeah. They want to come visit in less than a month, and when I told my wife I'm not comfortable with that, given what they did, my wife said it made her uncomfortable and overwhelmed. She agrees what they did was just awful, but won't say anything about it to them and expects me just to accept them visiting despite how I feel. Am I the arsehole if I set a boundary and insist I'm not comfortable with them coming so soon, or perhaps even just until we have a conversation? It's not that they just left me high and dry when I needed them most, it's that they didn't even reach out to me to explain or apologize. I'm just very hurt and very angry. Edit to clarify, they did, yeah, that's obvious. I edit to clarify that they did not stay extra days. They left on their initially scheduled flight after telling me they'd push it back. Additionally, my wife was less than 2 weeks removed from a C-section when I left and physically incapable of caring for a toddler and infant, so I had no choice but to come back. Gotcha. The only time that my in-laws were primary caretakers of my toddler was the 3 days my wife and I were in the hospital. Otherwise, I primarily watched the toddler. So he's asking, is he the arsehole for saying, hey, I don't want to see my in-laws, I'm pissed at them? No. I don't think so. But you know, there's something about in-laws, like it's really on the fence because you can't, you can't choose your in-laws. They're your partner's family. Like it's this problem with, even if you don't get along with them, you still got to get along with them, right? That's my wife's family is my wife's family, and I don't always agree with them, but I got to get along with them. They're obviously assholes for promising that they would stay and then peace outing. I got to say, that sucks. Be a person of your word. That is terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's actually terrible.
And it doesn't seem like the wife it doesn't seem like his wife necessarily wants them there either. She just doesn't feel she can say no to them, which I fully understand. But he has a right to say, no, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm still upset, and I at least want to have a conversation with them and talk this out and not just pretend there's nothing. And I think that's awesome and fully in his right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the wife needs to be involved with that conversation, though, since it's her parents. And the guy has a perfect right to be angry because they shirked their responsibility at a very important time when they should have been there for them. And so he left the door open by saying, if we have this conversation, then they can come and visit, when they want to. But I think the wife really needs to stand up to her parents and at least tell them how he feels and maybe how she feels about it.
Yeah,
I get that he's feeling hurt because he lost his father, but this strikes me as a tremendous overreaction, possibly misdirected anger. He can't do anything about what happened with his family, so he's lashing out at people who did him, a wrong that he can articulate, and there's so much that could be taken out of context here. Like there should have been a conversation before they left, like, hey, we can't push our flight back, we have to go, something like that. Whatever the reason was, they could have communicated better, and knowing he was in a very sensitive spot, they definitely should have. But the way he's being a resentful, pissy little bitch about it is really rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah, I guess kind of commenting from this from a different angle. I'm part Maori, part Polynesian. So the way how we generally do a funeral is that everyone comes together and we mourn for 3 days, and we get out all our angers and frustrations within that 3 days, and then we make our peace with each other. So I tend to be quite forgiving, considering that grieving is quite an intense process. This guy is overreacting because he is in the process of grieving, and people have different reactions when they're grieving. Some people absolutely lose their shit when they lose someone that's close to them. So I don't blame him for coming online and ranting. It would be nice, as I always say, to get the other side, but of course with these things we can't. So again, I don't blame him. This appears to be a part of his grieving process. So I would be quite forgiving about this if I was in the in-laws' shoes. especially considering that he had to, basically leave his family to go and, meet the in-laws and whatnot and then go to the funeral.
Yeah, so the question is, like, if they want to come visit in less than a month. And I agree with you, Kiwi. I'd be very forgiving at somebody. But I think that if you are mad at somebody and you're in mourning, they probably shouldn't visit in that month, kind of thing. Like I would probably, yeah. So I think that he wouldn't be an asshole. Yeah, gotcha. Sorry, Deviant, go for it. I shouldn't have cut you off. Go for it.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm not really. Yeah, I mean, yes, he's acting maybe a bit, or the way he expresses himself might be a bit childish or obstinate. But I'm already taking into account that he had to leave his grieving mother after this shock. From the way he describes it, it seems that his dad became suddenly ill. This was not expected. And today, just becoming ill at an old age does in no means mean that, okay, but we just waited for this. He's in the hospital, so he's going to die. It's a shock. And you have his wife and the newborn. So a lot of tumult, and I feel that it's the in-laws who has not communicated firmly. They act as if everything should just be as normal, and yeah, we just fucked off and didn't really care about them. We couldn't even be bothered to talk to our son-in-law and tell him, we're really sorry, this is what happened, we couldn't push our flight or whatever. So I feel he has a right to be upset, and he's not making an irrational demand. He's not like, I told my wife that she should cut all ties with her parents. It's nothing. He just wants distance, which I think is healthy in this situation, and a conversation, which also is healthy. So no, not the asshole.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure we got consensus on that one, but that's okay. I don't know. Though Kiwi, I honestly agree. Like, people in mourning can be very random. I know that.
Yeah, they're not in their rational mindset when they're grieving.
Oh, this is great. Well, I might make this the last one. I'm coming up on 2 hours, so I usually run it for that long. So I'll make this one the last one. Is that okay with everybody? That's good.
Sure. Yeah, it suits me perfectly because it's almost.
Well, as long as it suits you, Deviant, as long as it's good for you, that's all that we're interested in right now. Look, I will check in with Deviant on all future decisions on AIMBOT. I absolutely will. Yes, I am the asshole. You got me. You're right.
Did you do a poll for that one?
I did sneak a very short poll in there. Okay, like I just love saying the word. Okay, poster is in the right.
I'm all embarrassed.
No, you're fine. I am 100% joking. I'm 100% joking. You're wonderful. Don't ever. I just like making you blush. That's my purpose in life.
I kind of get it.
Yeah,
everyone does.
Yeah, I'm taking revenge for the Danish. How about that? So the next one, would I be the arsehole if I told my roommate that cat litter in her room isn't a boundary? I think that's probably a boundary, right? If I didn't have a cat and there was cat litter in my room, I wouldn't be pleased, I guess. At the end of the day, you're kind of responsible for your own pet. Like,
I don't know what this means. What If I told my roommate that cat litter in her room isn't a boundary?
Yeah, so
How do you
apparently she's
interpret
been...
that?
Well, the roommate has obviously said that I have a boundary, and that is that the cat can't be tracking cat litter into the room. And basically said, yeah, I have that
Oh, I
boundary. I
see.
can't allow it. Yeah. Oh, this is a future one, is it? Do you have any thoughts on it, or just you? Nothing?
So yeah, I would say that she should clean up the cat litter in the person's room.
Or maybe
If her cat is tracking cat litter in the roommate's room, then she should either close the door or clean up the cat litter. I don't know.
Close the door. Yeah, she's responsible for it. Well, yeah. Okay, sorry, Ember, go for it, Ems. Sorry.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought too, is like, how is the cat getting in the room? Maybe shut your door.
Maybe
Like,
the
cats
cat can
don't
open
track
doors.
cat litter that far, depending on the flooring or whatever. Like, if it doesn't really matter. But the point is, like, the litter isn't getting itself in there. The cat is. And why is it the litter and not the fuzz? Because cats leave fuzz everywhere too, depending on the kind of cat. If it's a hairless, I don't know. But like, you can do something about that, bestie. You can shut your door.
That's fair. Kiwi?
Yeah. As far as this is concerned, the roommate should just shut their door. It's a pretty simple solution to the problem. So
I would be anyway, to be honest with you. I mean, if there wouldn't even have to be a cat involved. I would probably just shut my door to, just segment my part of the house from anyway. Deviant.
Yeah, I'm.
Did a cat just meow in someone's background? That is perfect.
That was my
That is
my
actually
cat
perfect.
my cat jumped up right then.
Look,
somebody say
Kitty is
cat
weighing
here.
in.
I would say, first of all, I fully, Ember said it perfectly. But I would also say that it actually is a sort of boundary, because there is a lot of scent in cat litter, and cats are pretty proprietary about what they own. So maybe
I mean, if
they
the cat's
should
like,
talk to the cat.
yeah, I mean,
and
if the cat's like jumping through their window or something and then pissing everywhere, I would understand. But if they're just walking through the door, it's just like, bro, you can just close the door.
you would hope so. I mean, you'd hope that the cat doesn't know how to get through the door, or open the door or something.
True.
It's like a velociraptor just opens the door.
I'm just trying to be a spokesperson for the kitty.
Yes.
They are the most important.
All hail Bastet. Okay. I, 21 female, am living with a new roommate who doesn't ever talk to me. Well, that's hardly relevant, but she texted me this morning and told me that the fact that my cat is tracking litter into her room is violating her boundaries. You know what? That's a conversation to have face-to-face and not by text. I'll just start out by saying that. Like, if there's an important conversation to be had, don't do it by text. You lose so much from having no tone or inflection. It's like, texting is like leaving a post-it note. Oh, it's marginally better than leaving a post-it note on the fridge when you're living with someone. Don't do that. Don't leave the passive-aggressive post-it note there. Talk to the person is a really good idea. The litter box is more than 30 feet from her room. She's let the cat into her room and plays with her, which is fine, and she knew I had a cat when she moved in and said it was fine. I feel like she's saying it's a boundary, so I have to do something and can't say it's not my problem. Well, I mean, if she lets the cat into her room... Wait, how does... She has not vacuumed her room a single time since he moved in months ago. Also, some litter recommendations would be great. So would I be the asshole? This is interesting because, yeah, you don't have the right to tell other people their boundaries, right? You don't have the right to do that. But at the same time, like, she can just shut the door or not have the cat in her room when it's just used the litter box. Yeah. It seems like she's saying, hey, I've facilitated this problem, and now it's your problem. Aw, kitty.
Right. I mean, she's saying that, so she's playing with the kitty in her room, but she doesn't want to take anything else that has to do with the kitty. So
apparently so.
You know, that's kind of weird. The whole issue is kind of weird. I mean, they don't talk, and
it is.
Yeah, I agree. They shouldn't be texting these things to one another. It's not a healthy roommate relationship.
It's kind of, it's easier. It varies. Like, you know, I'm a spectrum person. One of my roommates is a spectrum person. We communicate a lot easier over text than actually talking to each other. As long as there's communication, that seems fine to me. But I'm curious what the roommate thinks should be done. Like, if you won't shut your door and you're bringing the cat in, what do you expect me to do, you know?
Right, right. Kiwi.
Yes, sorry, I was playing with my cat because unlike...
Totally understandable. Totally understandable.
Loud in my room. Yeah, so in Māori culture, we have a term called kanohi ki te kanohi, which is called face-to-face. And this is one of those situations where you need to sit down and have a face-to-face conversation. You can't... I mean, text is nice, but you don't get emotional context or anything like that. So it's just like, you know, you might as well just be talking to ChatGPT. So, yeah, you need to have a face-to-face conversation with your roommate.
Yeah, but that's not her fault. But I still think telling her that she can't have that boundary is still being an arsehole. So I'm sort of going to go for everyone sucks, I've decided, because you can't say, hey, this isn't a boundary. Like, everyone you can't
sucks at communicating.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that they got here because everyone sucks at communicating.
Yep.
But sort of saying, like, it's important to distinct a boundary from an ultimatum, right? Like, if you do this, I'm going to do that. But if you say, hey, I have a boundary with cat litter in my room, you can then go, well, how do we reinforce that boundary, right? Deviant, what have you got to say? I know that you want to talk cat right here. You love the cat.
I think, well, yes, the formulation of the complaint is it's not the boundary. I get why that's the way they're approaching it, because that's what the roommate said. Like, it's violating my boundary. I think it's the wrong way to say it to them. But the fact is that the roommate has moved in there knowing there is a cat.
Yes.
The roommate invites the cat into the room and is now, yuck, there's cat litter. Yeah, that's what happened when you have a cat. And you chose to move in where you knew there was a cat, and you also choose to bring it into your room. So I
threatened to take away the cat litter.
Just swipe the cat litter.
I mean,
and she never vacuums.
If I were them, I would probably have a talk with the cat and arrange something happening very, very, very early in the morning. That's also kind of sweet, so they can't be angry.
I'm sorry, did you say talk with the cat and
I
arrange something
agree
with the cat?
Idea. Always talk to the cat.
Okay.
That's
okay. So
exactly
what?
Yeah, and I think.
Did you say get together with the cat and do away with the roommate?
Yes.
Valid plan too. Cats are murdery.
Yeah. That's how I interpreted that.
I think objective ethics said unironically the cat is the only one innocent one here. Yeah. Look, I totally, and I will say that the roommate who is doing the texting is a way bigger arsehole than the other roommate would be if she just said, hey, this isn't a boundary. I think that it's better to say, hey, we can you know, you can uphold this boundary, but it will require some action on your part. You know, like not having the cat in your room to play and closing your door and things like that. But apart from that, I totally agree with you, Deviant. I really do. I absolutely do.
It's just weird. It's like you allow the cat to come to your room to play, so the cat's like, "Oh, cool, I can come in here," and then you get mad when the cat has litter on its feet. Like, you know, it's just like the cat's the innocent one. Seriously.
Yeah, it's like
absolutely.
picking up a cat and holding it and petting it, and then complaining there's cat hair in your clothes.
Right, right. Yeah. And I mean, my wife is horrendously allergic to cats. So, you know, she has a boundary that cats can't come near her, but there's a very good reason for that. And she says, well, if she, because she loves cats, that's the horrible thing. She loves cats, and she will be, you know, red-faced and in a state after the hair gets on her. So she will sometimes pat cats, but she totally accepts the entailment of that decision is, you know, allergic reaction and having to wash her arms and stuff. It sucks. It sucks to love a cat and not be able to cuddle a kitty. It sucks. Yeah, it is what it is. Poor thing is allergic to cats and dogs. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Yeah. Yep. Cats more than dogs though. So yeah. And I mean, I adore cats. I absolutely adore them. But
there are hypoallergenic cats, like Rex cats and a Sphinx cat.
They are very expensive. They are very expensive.
I'll buy you one.
I mean, you're in Australia. You can get a possum. That's a good alternative.
A possum. We'll probably get one and be allergic to that as well. Quite frankly,
I mean, I've got one of those too.
Just carry an EpiPen around.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not that bad. It's just sniffles and, you know, crying eyes and stuff, just really annoying, you know, for the rest of the day. So
I get it. My dad was allergic to cats, and again, grew up on a farm, so we had barn cats. He just took Benadryl all the time.
Yeah, I've not been allergic to anything in my life, which is so weird. I don't seem to have allergic reactions to damn near anything. But yeah, so what did we decide on, gang? I think that, you know, I'm going to go for both, like, everyone sucks, but I will say that the texter who is saying this is my boundary sucks way more than she did if she just said litter in your room isn't a boundary. Look, that might be a boundary. The conversation is, how do we protect that boundary? And that isn't just what does one person do to make sure that boundary is respected. It's what everybody does. Because if you want to set a boundary, you may have to change actions in your life in order for that boundary to be maintained. That's just life. You know, that's just life.
Most boundaries are things we do ourselves. Like, you know, when a person gets aggressive, you have to, like, you decide to walk away or fight them or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone sucks but the cat.
Yes, the cat is absolutely the hero of the story. The cat is the hero we need right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
It's true. I say the cat the White House.
And this was split between posters in the right, and everyone is terrible. So that's
I'm going with the person, the person that lived there with the cat is not the asshole, is my take on it.
No, that's fine. I totally get you.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards it, but I'm not 100% sure, but maybe it's mostly I don't like that they are focusing on it's not a boundary, but I do understand it because that's what the roommate were like, oh, it's violating my boundary, though I made it violate the boundary.
Well, I just want to point out, I'm not saying they're the arsehole now. I'm saying if they told their roommate that the cat litter in their room isn't a boundary, you know, that is kind of the only problem I have with what they're doing. It's better to say, okay, if that's a boundary, how do we solve that problem? That's what I'm saying. Instead of rejecting that boundary, talking about how you actually maintain it is the actual way to go. Because
right, but logically, how can that be a boundary? How can litter be a boundary and the cat not be the boundary?
because you basically are saying, well, I'm fine with the cat, I just do not, I draw the line at litter being all over my room. And that means that you're going to have to not have the cat in your room because it comes with the cat. But sort of just look, when you're talking to people and they sort of say where their limits of behavior is, you can't tell them that it's wrong outright. You have
but the
to
cat is the boundary in that case, not the cat litter.
No, it can be the cat litter. Why can't it be?
Well, she's saying she wants to still invite the cat into her room, but she doesn't want the cat litter to be dragged in.
Did she say that?
Well, she's doing it. She's inviting the cat into her room.
I get that.
I think here we have implied consent.
Yeah, I'm really looking at it from a perspective of how do you de-escalate the situation and come to agreement, right? Like just sort of telling people what they think and feel is not going to de-escalate that situation.
Absolutely.
You telling somebody that their boundaries are not valid is going to cause a fight instantly.
Right,
but wouldn't you have to tell them that the...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, don't you eventually have to tell them that the cat is the boundary and that they need not let the cat in their room?
No, all you have to do is say in order to maintain that boundary, you may have to sacrifice things like the cat in your room because the cat will use the litter and that will track stuff in your room. So it's getting around to the point that, hey, in order to maintain that boundary, we're going to have to change some of the roommates' behavior, right? Like they're going to have to change some behavior. But that doesn't mean they... Sorry?
What if it's not the cat? They say the litter box is 30 feet from the room, and it's been bugging me the whole time because, cats sometimes will track litter, but it's a few footsteps, again, depending on flooring and their fuzz and so forth. But 30 feet seems like a lot. On the other hand, I never let the cats in my room because I don't want fuzz all over everything, but I still get cat litter on the floor sometimes because I have to walk past the litter boxes on my way in and out of the main door, and it gets on the bottom of my shoes, and then my shoes come into my room. So I still get cat litter in my room. She may be doing it.
I think the cat is a distraction from poor communication between the flatmates. I think the cat's just being used as a point of attention. But I think the flatmates have other problems beyond the cat.
Maybe she really means to say that the cat litter is never cleaned up or put back in the bin, or it's always all over the place. Maybe that is it. And because they don't communicate, you can imagine that the roommate has built up resentment, right? Then sees some cat litter in her room and goes, oh, this cat litter situation is ridiculous. It's all over the house, but I can't complain about all over the house, so I'll complain about my room. I think you may be right there. That could be happening. So... Yeah, but if that is the case, then, well, the cat's a family member. I'm sorry, but the cat is a family member. The fact that they're not human doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but they're just using the cat as a point of, right, we've got beef with each other, let's throw the cat into the mix as a distraction so we don't blame each other directly. But, hey, the cat's doing this thing. And, that's not fair on the cat. These two people both suck. Exactly. They're both assholes because they don't know how to communicate with each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that the roommate's way more so if that's the case, because then you're not actually communicating the problem. So you can't fix the problem if you don't communicate what the actual problem is.
Exactly.
This is the issue, that if you're going to use something as an excuse for beef, you're never going to resolve that. Because the only way you can address a problem is actually talk about the problem, not about your made-up thing that you're using in order to not talk about the actual problem. So, yeah,
that's why I said. That's why I said before. Kanohi ki te kanohi, face to face, as we say in Māori culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I kind of interpreted it. That this either the roommate is not someone who really should have a cat as part of their home, because they obviously don't understand what it means. Or it's using they are using the litter when it's actually some other contention between them. Because
you're basically saying she doesn't deserve a cat, is what you're saying.
I'm saying give the cat to me.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Give or possibly me.
No, I
mean
that the roommate has it's not, what I'm saying is it's not reasonable to think you can live in a home with an animal and it not affecting your day to day. There will be hairs everywhere. There will be you might have a cat butt in your face when you wake up if you let them into the room when you're sleeping.
Sorry, Jedi. Sorry, go, Fabian. I do apologize.
No, that there are things that you have to accept as part of the household when they are there. It's like you can't move in with someone who has a small child and then say and play with the child and think it's all great. But when the child starts crying in the middle of the night, as small kids do, you're like, no, this isn't okay, and it's your fault, even though I'm the one who moved in here knowing that you have a small child.
Yeah, I would agree. Just quickly, from Left-Handed Jedi, we have $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Jedi. Mark needs a pet blue ring octopus, lol. Jedi, that is hateful and hurtful. If you're not aware, a blue ring octopus is like one of the most venomous creatures in the world, and like you see these videos of people holding up a blue ring octopus. Like, look, isn't it pretty? And I am so freaking out inside because it only shows the blue rings when it's really pissed off. And if that person is bitten, they won't make it to the phone to make a phone call to try and get help. Like, it is so wild how venomous this thing is. I once heard about... Though. They're good, but that isn't gorgeous. That is a very pissed off animal that can kill you in a minute or so. Like, it literally will stop your heart in a minute.
There's a reason why I'm in New Zealand and not in Australia.
yeah, that's one of the reasons. Yeah, it's New Zealanders more sensible than Australia. Absolutely. Look, that is a horrific sight because it is angry and showing the blue rings. And like, yeah, it's wild just how venomous this octopus is. I heard a story about a guy that got bitten out in a dinghy way out to sea, and he just chopped his finger off, which probably saved his life.
Wow.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. He brought up a net, got bitten, realized what it was, and just put it on the side and chopped it off, and probably saved his own life by doing so, because he was half an hour to shore and he 100% would have been dead. That thing is so venomous. It is crazy. It is so bad. No, you're not sorry at all. Don't lie to me. You're not sorry at all. Please. Come on now. Yeah.
I just thought it was a cute name. I was imagining something small and puffy.
It is small and puffy.
Yeah.
It is. Let me see if I can find a video of it.
And that's the problem with Australia. Everything that's friend-shaped is really deadly.
Yeah. It's a trap.
Really deadly.
The entire place is just a one big trap, like, seriously. It really is. We have spiders that drop from trees. It's pretty wild.
Oh, bears aren't
I went on a tour.
Spiders too.
I went on a tour there, and the tour guide was pointing out all these poisonous spiders, and he says, with this one, it's like 5 steps and you'll just drop dead.
Yep.
In Australia, the koala is the least of your problems. You got to watch out for the insects, the snakes, the octopus.
Okay, here we go.
We have adders. That's the most venomous.
See that? It will be color blue. I touch it. You touch it. You touch it, baby. It will be color blue. Oh, see? It looks nice. Like, you touch it. Touch it.
Why?
That.
Poor thing.
That is one of the deadliest animals in the world. Like,
what
seriously.
could possibly go wrong? We'll just scare the shit out of this really venomous octopus.
Quit poking it and let it loose. What a jerk.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I get you. It's just do not touch them. You know, we had to stop. There was a Peppa Pig episode, and Peppa Pig is from England, where Peppa Pig made friends with a spider. Why do you get central place? No, why do I get central place? Hold it. There we go. Like Peppa Pig made friends with a spider, and we had to ban that episode of Peppa Pig because we have to teach our kids, if you see a spider, don't go anywhere near it. Stay away. Spiders are dangerous, and that is not the message that Peppa Pig was saying. Peppa Pig, traitor to Australia. Traitor.
Very English.
Well,
like we're gonna do a thing, and who cares if it gets other people killed?
I think the huntsman spider personally gets a pass in my book. They're just there chilling in your house, catching all the other dangerous insects for you.
Yeah, I love huntsmen. Huntsmen are fantastic. But don't forget, huntsmen look horrific. They're probably about that big, legs spread out about that big, and they have these big fangs, and they look terrifying. Really placid and nice and absolutely lovely, docile creatures. They're very, everything that looks scary isn't. Everything that looks completely innocuous, terrifying. Okay, so if you see something cute in Australia, just stay away from it. Like, just stay well away from it. Yeah, but that will do with the aimbot. Thank you so much for coming up, everybody. This was ad-libbed and ad hoc and just on spur of the moment. It was a great idea. Whose idea was this? This was
your idea.
My idea.
It was Mama's idea. No, it definitely wasn't my idea. Somebody put in chat, like, why don't you have people on? And was it you, Mama? It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't my idea.
Sorry?
It wasn't my idea. I just came on because you said my home
You
was
can blame
smelly.
me.
Your home. Do you actually live around Rotorua?
Well, I used to live up in Rotorua when I was studying forestry.
Gotcha.
But now I live near Wellington, near the central.
No, there are some wonderful smells in New Zealand. I will still maintain Rotorua is not one of them. Okay, it's not.
I got you. Yeah,
I've been there. It's Rotten Egg Central.
It absolutely is. It's basically a volcanically active area, so you get that sulfur smell through. So but
it's like
beautiful
Yellowstone
hot
Park.
springs.
Right. So, but geologists absolutely love it. That it's just amazing place. New Zealand, on the whole, was just incredible. The scenery, the people are wonderful. Actually, Ember was talking just the other day about on the what's your show called? It's like Java and Jugs, I think it is.
Yes.
Is that what it called? Yeah.
About
about good female
an improvised thing. So it's been changing, and we don't know what the hell is going to happen in the future.
Well, when you were talking about female world leaders that were really good, my first thought was Jacinta Ardern. She was fantastic and did so much, and supported the Muslim community and helped out with the earthquake. She was a real leader through COVID, and New Zealand, one of the lowest rates of fatalities from the pandemic in the world. Like, New Zealand did better than we did, and we did not do very badly at all. So
it does confuse me why we get so many people here in New Zealand that are complaining. I mean, I guess where it kind of went a bit off the rails, speaking as a Kiwi, is that Auckland went into lockdown a little bit too longer than necessary, and that got people a bit up in arms. But overall, the first lockdown was a great success. But things started to go a little bit south in terms of public relations, with especially like the rural community stuff. I live in a rural community. It's when the vaccine mandates came in, and when Auckland went into lockdown a bit longer than it should have. Otherwise, besides that, perfectly fine.
Yeah. And this is what they don't understand, that most people were in favor of those lockdowns, and they sort of go tyranny by the majority, and we see it as a collective effort to save the lives of our citizens. That's how we see it. But it is worrying that there is a sort of movement that want to push back against the natural collectiveness of our countries. Like I found out there is a sovereign citizen movement in my state, and I'm like, oh, holy crap, like that's ridiculous. I did not know that, but apparently it's there and prominent and loud. Western Australia.
Oh, yeah.
I decided to move as far away from the New Zealanders as I possibly could.
Well, you didn't get very far because I'm here.
Well, you're where? Like, no, well, I mean... Yes, but I mean geographically, So your rowdiness and general New Zealanderishness can't rub off on me if I am far away. So there's that. Like I said, we're allowed to hassle New Zealand. Don't you dare hassle New Zealand. They're our brother, and absolutely not. We're allowed to. We're allowed to.
Yeah, we're a quirky bunch of people at the bottom of the planet.
Oh yeah. No, we absolutely love each other. Like our two nations are so close, it's ridiculous. Like you don't even have to have a visa to go from New Zealand to Australia and vice versa. It's just we're essentially open either way because New Zealanders, how awesome, absolutely.
We used to have the same kind of relationship with Canada.
Yeah.
Used to.
Yeah. Which is really sad. It's really sad.
And if you see Trump, please tell him he can go fuck himself for the 15% tariffs he just slapped on us after we said yes to opening up an FBI office in our capital.
Oh, that sucks.
He still slapped the 15% tariff on us. So, don't make deals with Trump, folks. Don't do it because we have a conservative government in charge right now. I'm a political commentator based in New Zealand. But yeah, we have a conservative government in power right now. And they said yes to the Trump administration to have them open up an FBI office, and they still slapped 15% tariffs on us.
Well, I mean, they slapped 10% on us, and we have a trade deficit with them. We buy more stuff from the US than we send them. So I don't know what that's for.
Aunt Jer has a really good question here about multicultural.
Can I just? Yeah, because
I just wanted to quickly answer this
my
question.
fiance is getting up for work in
Oh,
just a
sure,
few
Deviant.
minutes,
Yeah,
and I really
no
want
problem.
my cuddles.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I'm gonna pop off. Thank
It's
you
so good to
very,
see
very
you.
much. You too.
Oh, thank you.
All take care and have a nice one. And also, fuck Trump, fuck Putin, fuck everyone who thinks they can shit on people because they have less money or are different from them.
Support them back to
Here,
the
here.
schools.
Hell yeah. And Netanyahu as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was 4. But yeah, just wanted to ask this question by Aunt Jer because this is not a question that comes up too often. So during COVID with Hongi, what we would generally do is just do we wouldn't do Hongi, we'd do like a handshake or we'd do a pat on the shoulder or something like that to kind of simulate that we're doing the Hongi. But for those that aren't aware of what a Hongi is when we press our noses together. Because it's the example of kanohi ki te kanohi, face-to-face interaction. That's how we connect with each other. It's like our version of a handshake.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can I just say,
sharing soul.
I loved the Maori politicians doing the haka in Parliament. That was so good. Oh, really? Yeah. That's awesome. That was so awesome. It's like this culture is a part of yours. You can't just absolutely 100% awesome.
Do more of that. I want the Democrats in America to do what Te Pāti Māori did here in the
yeah.
Stand up and fight.
Pretty strongly worded frickin' letters.
Yes. Oh, we'll just wait and see what happens. No, don't wait and see what happens. We don't want to see what happens.
Just walk out of the room, man. Say you all suck and walk out the room. That's what we do here in New Zealand. Like the leader of my party, I'm a part of the Green Party. I actually helped develop some of the policy for that party here in New Zealand. But we had our leader just stand up and call everyone spineless, and then she walked out the room over Gaza. Yeah, she's like, everyone needs to go grow a spine, and she just walked out the room. I'm like, yes, we need more of that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck those people. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, everybody. This is actually a lot of fun, so I might do it again next week. So next week, AIMBOT or am I morally bankrupt or them? Open room. I'm good with initializations. All right, I'll just tell you that right now. AIMBOT or.
It sounds sort of like a Star Wars city.
It does, doesn't it? It does. It's a hive of villainy and what was it? A den of criminal and villainy or something. I can't remember what the line was. It was how Ben Kenobi
You made me
described.
put that in a Hoven video. Yeah. Do you remember?
I think I did.
A den of
scum and villainy.
I think so.
Oh. I can't remember. They had a flair for wording in the 70s.
Oh! You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Yeah, Woo! There you go. AIMBOT all. Yeah, Australia
is the White House.
Yeah, Australia is refusing to send packages from here over $150 to America. Yeah, the usual carrier has just gone. Yeah, we're not going to do it. So it's like, oh god.
Yeah, so before I jump off the stream, Mark, I've been a fan of yours for quite a while. I first watched you on the Modern Day Debate, and I was like, who is this Australian guy? He's fantastic. He's awesome.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here today and, represent New Zealand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been hanging around. Yeah,
it is good to see you. Good to hear from you. See you in person. I feel like I don't see enough of people in person, so it's great to see you.
Yes, and I love your debate breakdowns. They're fantastic.
Oh well, that's only half me. Probably less than half, actually. Now, come to think of it, that's probably almost all Ember. I'm just minimizing myself. I'm going to stop that, but we really love that as well. But so I do have Fundamentalist Fails on Friday. Feel free to come along. That's just I'm gonna find something, review it, and basically just do that. And I do have a debate on evolution against Jim Blob. So yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Oh boy.
Weird, possibly angry. I don't know. That's a bit of a weird one, but I have reserved the right to sort of go to timed responses or have something else to make it so it's not out of control. So I've already put that in place with the moderator, so it should be a lot less and quite frankly, I think that Jim Bob needs an education in evolution, because I've seen a debate of his and he didn't seem to understand it in the slightest, which really worries me and makes me cry for America's education system. But never mind. So don't forget, be kind to yourself. Don't let anyone tell you your boundaries. Your boundaries are your boundaries. However, be kind to others. You may have to adjust your own behavior in order to maintain those boundaries, and that's okay. As we've been saying, talk to people. As Keyword Bob says, be face to face. There's so much is conveyed in tone, inflection, how people have body language. You lose so much by message. Don't write passive aggressive post-its to your roommate, please. It is a recipe for disaster. But do take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Doodles.
Bye, everybody.
No